Hidely ho, Drinkerinos. It's another episode of the Idaho Booze Podcast with me, Steve Kuntz. Today we have the brain trust behind Smile Spirits. It's a new RTD developed here in Idaho. We have them in studio for a nice little interview. We're going to chat all about their RTD, how they're disrupting that environment and that situation over there in the RTD, the ready to drink area of alcohol. And we're going to talk about how their RTD is different from other ones like Cutwater and whatever else, Bud Light Seltzer and whatnot. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to get into the Boise Beer Buddies community calendar, talk all about all the fun stuff going on in the next couple weeks here in Idaho. And we're going to get into a little bit of a talk about seltzers. It's about time we had that conversation, don't you think? That's all coming up right here on the Idaho Booze Podcast. It's time for the Warren Reserve Cocktail of the Week. Mon, this week's cocktail. It's a Jamaican Old Fashioned. This is an amazing take on the Old Fashioned, and you can use all of our fun ingredients that we can get at warrenreserve.com that I will tell you about in just a bit. The Jamaican Old Fashioned, it's a variation on the classic Old Fashioned. We all know that. This one, you want to use a really nice, funky Jamaican rum. Appleton Estate is good. Smith & Cross is good. These are all great rums. So go ahead and use 2 ounces of one of those rums. We're going to get our glass with a giant ice cube. 2 ounces of Jamaican rum. Appleton Estate is great. Smith & Cross is also really good. We're going to do a 1/4 ounce of our burnt sugar syrup from Warren Reserve. 1/4 ounce. So that's just a little tiny bit. It's about a quarter of the small part of the jigger there. You're going to use that. Then you're going to do 2 to 3 dashes of our classic bitters, our aromatic bitters from Warren Reserve. And we're going to do 2 dashes of orange bitters. So we're going to throw 2 dashes of orange bitters in there as well. If you have the Warren Reserve coffee bitter, maybe throw a half a dash in there, or maybe just 1 dash in there. And you're going to need an orange twist and a cherry for garnish. What we're going to do is we're going to take all those ingredients, 2 ounces of rum, 1/4 ounce of syrup, probably 2 dashes of the aromatic bitters, and 1 to 2 dashes of orange bitters. We're going to put them all in that glass with a big ice cube in it. And we're going to stir that sucker. Stir it until it's cold. I can't say this enough, especially to some of you bartenders working out there. Stir the damn thing. Stir it till it's cold. Stir it till it's all well mixed. So you have a nice cold beverage. Go ahead and throw your orange peel. Express the orange over it. Express it. You got to. Then put your cherry in there, and there you have it. You have the Jamaican rum Old Fashioned, man. It's right there, and it's a beautiful drink. And you can get all of these things for this drink besides the rum on warrenreserve.com. Use my promo code IdahoBooze25, and you are going to get 15% off the Old Fashioned pack. What is the Old Fashioned pack? Glad you asked. It is the bottle of burnt sugar syrup, which is an amazing syrup for a million different drinks, not just an Old Fashioned. So this syrup is just an amazing syrup, burnt sugar syrup. You're going to get a bottle of that. Plus, you're going to get a bottle of aromatic bitters, and you're going to get a bottle of you're going to get West 509 bitters. So you get a bottle of West 509 bitters, a bottle of aromatic bitters, and a bottle of burnt sugar syrup, all for the low price of $34.99. But you're going to get 15% off of that with my promo code IdahoBooze25. Once again, that is the Jamaican Rum Old Fashioned from Warren Reserve and warrenreserve.com. Use my promo code IdahoBooze25 at warrenreserve.com. This show brought to you by Warren Reserve Cocktail Company and warrenreserve.com. It's still kind of hot. It's August. It's still a little warm out there, but the nights are getting cooler, right? As we move towards fall, Old Fashioned season is coming back. Oh, and you need to be ready. And have I got the product for you? They finally did it. Adrian and Danny at Warren Reserve finally put my Old Fashioned kit up on the website. It is there. You can go and buy my Old Fashioned bundle. This is going to be the burnt sugar syrup. Amazing. So good. So much better than regular simple syrup. Just an amazing flavor, complex flavors, amazing with that Old Fashioned, with any whiskey really, but really paired nicely with a nice 100 proof whiskey. Really, really good. Aromatic bitters are on there. The Warren Reserve aromatic bitters different than the ones you're used to, a little bit more flavor, a little bit more sort of oomph in these bitters. And then my favorite, my absolute favorite bitter, the West 509 Almond Bitter. When I tell you that I love this bitter, I am not joking around here. I'm not essing around. These are the best. This is the best combination for an old fashioned. This is the kit that you want. WarrenReserve.com. Pick up my old fashioned kit. And I tell you what, I'm going to throw in a little deal here for you. Use promo code IdahoBooze25, support the show, and get 15% off my old fashioned bundle. It's right there, right under my big fake picture. The old fashioned bundle, burnt sugar syrup, aromatic bitters, West 509 almond bitters, all at WarrenReserve.com. Go and get it today. Get ready for old fashioned season with me and my old fashioned bundle and promo code IdahoBooze25. Get 15% off at WarrenReserve.com. Welcome back to the Idaho Booze Podcast. I'm Steve Kuntz, your host and showrunner. So we are talking to some new friends from Smile Spirits today. They have a new ready-to-drink beverage out there on the market called Smile, and they have a bunch of different flavors, and a lot of fun is being had with Smile Spirits. And they're great. They're an Idaho-based company. The recipe and everything, I think, comes from somewhere else. You're going to hear all about it in the interview coming up. But that got me thinking, like, okay, look, you all know, if you've listened to the show before, if you haven't, I'm a beer guy. I come from the beer world. I worked in beer. I really love craft beer. I'm a huge proponent for Idaho craft beer. I wrote a book about it. And so seltzers is a thing that came onto the market sometime in the mid 2010s. And when they got here, we all thought, in the beer world anyway, we all thought it was a cute way for young people to get hammered. I don't think many people envisioned them becoming so popular, especially as quickly as they did, but they did. Most bars now offer a canned seltzer on their menu, and you see them pretty much everywhere. My thing is, like, I knew these things were here to stay when Costco started making its own version. That's when I knew that we were stuck with these seltzer things. So what's the downside? I mean, they're only 100 or so calories per can, which is awesome. It's only about a quarter of a 5 to 7% craft beer. They come in these, mostly the Red Bull cans, so they're easy to recycle, and they're easy to pack in a cooler, in the fridge, or wherever you're going. They have a bunch of popular flavors like mango, black cherry, lime, probably dragon fruit for some reason, and they generally don't even taste like alcohol. So I guess that's a win. Well, the downside is that the market is capped at 100%. What that means is only 100% of customers can buy stuff. This isn't like Trump's almost healthcare plan of lowering drug prices 1,500%, which is hard to do. Some would say impossible. This is a hard number. Only 100% of people who drink can buy adult beverages at the store. It doesn't go above 100. You can't have 110% of people. So this means when something new comes into the market with such veracity as hard seltzers, then somebody is going to lose out. Loser number one, local craft beer. Hard seltzers need to be cold. Cooler space, again, limited to only as much as there is. There's just 100% cooler space, not 1,500%. For craft beer, it's impacted. Grocery chains aren't taking space away from Big Yellow. They're not taking away from sodas. They're not taking away from milk or anything else. So who gets cut? Craft. Local craft, to be more specific. Who else? Wine. They also lose. According to the Motley Fool, wine consumption in these United States is down for the first time in 25 years because of the rise of hard seltzers. An easy line to draw is that women are grabbing these seltzers instead of Chardonnay. Like that meme of Charlie sorting the mail from Always Sunny, there are many lines to draw here. One is young people. My kids are 24 and almost 21, and I can tell you for a fact that the 24-year-old didn't touch beer until he was probably 22 or 23, preferring liquor and, you guessed it, hard seltzers. The almost 21-year-old prefers sweeter beverages as well, theoretically. Wink. More downside. Breweries and brewery owners hate change. They hate it. Oh, they hate it. They hate it so much. God, why can't people just drink ambers, is what brewers often say to themselves. So the natural reaction to these hard seltzers was to just ignore them. The catalyst. Oh, fucking Sam Adams. God damn them. First, these guys flood the market with one of the most vile beverages to ever be. Angry fucking Orchard. Look, we love good cider here at the Idaho Booze Podcast. That goes without saying. We love good cider, but that is not Angry Orchard. Angry Orchard is a trash cider. So back to fucking Sam Adams. These jabronis were making more money off of Angry Orchard than Boston Lager, and that made owner Jim Koch really, really, really mad. Wicked mad. He started going to bars in Southie, demanding to know why Boston Lager wasn't on the menu. They were like, Jim, we have a hard time selling that lager. So we got Angry Orchard. And that got him really mad, really angry. Imagine if a drunk John Kennedy told you they weren't going to sell your lager anymore. I think that's what that voice was. I don't know. We're doing a lot of voices in this episode. So he went back to the lab with his beverage bots, and they created truly hard seltzers. This will show them, Jim thought, as he added hops and other beer ingredients to his new baby seltzers. This will show them all. So, fucking Sam Adams creates Truly. Amazingly, Sam Adams, Boston Beer Company, still pulls weight in the beverage industry. So they strong arm their distribution network. And let's be real, it probably wasn't a strong arm. It was more like a push. These distributors probably didn't have White Claw and needed to compete. Not the case here in Boise. Hayden had White Claw and Sam Adams. So they were like, yeah, we'll add Truly to the warehouse. Ho hum, off to make them some more money. So Hayden's sitting pretty in the seltzer space. They're doing fine. So you start seeing Truly next to White Claw in sets in the grocery store. And the arms race is on. Other breweries start making hard seltzers to compete. Oscar Blues, which had created a sort of West Coast Sam Adams in its footprint after they bought up regional craft breweries like Squatters, Cigar City, Deep Ellum, and Perrin. Although I know most of those aren't West Coast. So Oscar Blues, they already had a really good footprint with Oscar Blues. So they added Squatters. Then they went out east and added Cigar City. And then they added Deep Ellum from Dallas, I think, right? Yeah, they're from Dallas. Perrin, I think, is from the Midwest. So they had like a footprint, a good coast-to-coast footprint. They create Wild Basin boozy sparkling water to compete with Truly, throwing that sparkling water in there to make it sound like it's healthy. Dogfish Head, which owns a distillery, really pretty distillery, actually. They create canned cocktails. Boulevard, which we didn't get here, I don't think. I didn't see it. But Boulevard from Kansas City, they create Quirk. And then even my beloved Stone Brewing Company, God bless them, they create Buena Vida hard seltzers. It was game on from then with these stupid hard seltzers. Bud Light seltzer, still happening. Topo Chico, unbelievably, becomes popular based on the back of having water from Mexico, which, whatever. Topo Chico seltzer, that becomes a big one. Corona seltzer, another good one. Henry's hard sparkling water, hilarious. I don't know when the last time I even saw a Winehards was. And For the Love of God and all that is sparkling. The apex of hard ciders. Natural Light Seltzer. Hey, pass me a Natty Light. What the hell is this? It's a seltzer. A Natty Light Seltzer. As if that wasn't enough. We started seeing them all at our local craft breweries as well. Sockeye. Our friends at Sockeye. Beloved Sockeye. Started making Simply Idaho Hard Seltzer. Payette started making Anytimers, which is a crazy name because Anytimers are 10% alcohol. Anytime you want to be completely shit-faced, here's your booze bomb. Enjoy. So hard seltzers came into the booze market like an invasive species and were sort of left alone for a decade. They came, they're here. Now we can't get rid of them like all those pythons in the Everglades. They are here to stay. But now we're starting to see an alternative to this alternative in RTDs, or ready to drinks. My guests coming up are from Smile Spirits, and they make an RTD that promises cocktails in cans that taste like you're in the bar. They are going after Cutwater in a big way, and why not? You know, Cutwater, owned by Bud, might as well get after them a little bit. And their business base is here in Idaho, so we'll be rooting for them on this show. Cutwaters and High Noons. Oh, man. Big on the golf course right now. Big on the golf course. Bars that want to get around liquor licenses also stock them, so that if people want a cocktail, then they can scratch that itch without having to stock actual liquor or get a license, which I think is great for some of these, for some of the smaller beer bars and stuff. Awesome. You know, serve as many of your customers as you can. And I think they're mostly crummy, the canned cocktails. I don't like Cutwaters. I don't like High Noons. They kind of give off like a, I don't know, like a cloyingly sweet kind of vibe to me. The worst offender in all the canned cocktails are the Bloody Marys. Oh, God. They're just undrinkable. I mean, it's like they've never had a Bloody Mary and they put it in the can. They're like, here's a Bloody Mary. And you're like, yeah, this is great. I could put this in the oil hole in my car and it will probably run for a couple of weeks on that. They're just so thick. So, I don't know. I don't like them. My buddy Chad down in Utah, he produces one called Simplicity Spirits, and they're actually really good. The reason why they're really good is because Chad really cares about his product. He really cares that people like them, and he really cares that people that buy them enjoy them and that they do really well on the taste side first. Simplicity does it by producing its own liquor. Actually, they do that here in Idaho, in Rigby. And they only use spirits that they make in their drinks. Besides, I think the margarita. So they actually went down to Mexico and found a tequila in margarita, and it's a really high-end tequila, and they use that. I mean, it's a high-ish end, right? He also puts those spirits directly into these like Red Bull-sized cans with a little latch that can open and close. It's kind of cool. And they're really fun because when guests arrive that you want to freak out, you can pull out your little can and they'll be like, look, honey, we're having bourbon from a can. He does a great job because he actually cares what people think about his business. And because of that, he has grown. He's really, really grown. He's doing an awesome job down there in Utah, of all places. Utah. He's selling booze in cans and he's doing great. And I'm happy for him. Hopefully Smile Spirits takes a lesson from Simplicity, tries to make an amazing beverage first, rather than focusing on market share and swag and shelf space. And they do well in all that too. But I had a great conversation with the Smile team, and you're going to hear it right after this. This show brought to you by Snake River Wine Tours. I am writing a book about Idaho wine, and I needed to get out to wine country. I had to introduce myself. I had to see how the wine was made. And Snake River Wine Tours was there for me. They provided an expert tour guide, John, who was very nice and knew everything about every winery we went to. I didn't have to worry about getting lost. I didn't have to worry about driving home. All I had to do was sit back and relax. And wouldn't you know it, I brought 4 friends with me and my wife. We all hung out. We had a blast. There were snacks, there was water, anything you could need. But the best part about Snake River Wine Tours was the behind the scenes access that we got. We had an expert from every winery come and tell us all about all the wines. We did tastings that nobody else was able to do. We did things behind the scenes that other people just didn't get access to, all because we went with Snake River Wine Tours. And this can happen for you too. And they'll accommodate any group, from an intimate 2-person wine tour, little adventure for 2, all the way up to private groups up to 64 people. They will get you out there and in style too. The van was big, it was comfortable, it had tons of room, and we had a great time. You make friends when you go on like a mixed tour like we did. We were singing and laughing the whole way home. It was an amazing trip. We were able to do it on a Sunday, which was amazing. We went out on a Sunday and hit up a bunch of wineries, and you can do it too. And they plan 7 days a week, year round. You can make your trip starting today at snakeriverwinetours.com. Voted number 1 by USA Today. There you go. That's all you need to know. Snake River Wine Tours, for the best adventure out on the sunny slope in the Snake River AVA. Go to snakeriverwinetours.com today. Welcome back to the Idaho Booze Podcast. I am here with the Brain Factory at Smile Spirits, and we're just going to go around and introduce ourselves, and we'll start right over here with you, my friend Mitchell. Go ahead and tell us what it is you do and what your company is sort of all about.
Yeah, I'm Mitchell Bailey. I have been kind of doing a creative marketing brand building for 30 plus years. Was in the spirits industry for about 12 years. Had a past brand that I was able to meet these amazing people from Idaho, a group that I was excited to work with previously. I had a new idea to do something more on the vodka side still, but also a canned ready to drink cocktail. And I've always wanted, I've never really understood why you can't get the drink that people make you at the bar, whether it's just something as simple as the timeless vodka soda with a splash of cranberry, something light, but it has flavor to it, or a screwdriver, mules, things like that. They're out there in the market, but they don't taste like the ones that you get at the bar, the ones that you make at your house, at your own bar, or by the pool. So that was always intriguing to me. I felt like there was a gap between the kind of the seltzer world and even entering into a high noon that's a vodka base and Cutwater, as we know, is kind of the largest ready to drink pre-made cocktail. So I felt there was a gap there. And being a brand builder, I'm always interested in things that, you can hear it or see it one time, and hopefully it's going to stick with you forever. So that's always been intriguing me, is to kind of take a product that I feel like there's something missing there, and then how can I take a name to make sure that it's gonna hit and just hopefully slap you in the face or tongue or mouth or whatever, and you're gonna remember it forever. So that's where Smile was born, through coming out to Idaho. I'm here in San Diego, and like I said, been with the Idaho team and loved the people that we met and the diversity in the group, and loving that we had a mix of age and interest and backgrounds and businesses and everything. That I think that's what kind of brought everybody together to do this. And it was just exciting to get involved with this team. Also, still have a little bit of a background in San Diego, and us to be able to kind of come together and like really build up Idaho, build up San Diego, and create a product that I think is an oversaturated market. But we have a product in between, like I said, the seltzer world, and what I really think is kind of our only competitor at the ready to drink top end, which is the Cutwater. But we cut everything in half. So sugars, ABV, pretty much across the board. That each drink's a little bit different, but they're half or more than half of what Cutwater is. So we sit at 7% ABV, and they are flavorful drinks, much like I think seltzers. I think sometimes people look at our cans because they're fun and colorful and kind of think it's a seltzer. And when they get that first drink, everyone says this. You can see their face. They just pull the can away and look at it like, oh my God, like, what is this? Because I think they're expecting that kind of just bubbly, almost flavorless taste, or that little hint that you get with seltzers. So to get a real cocktail like you make at the bar is super appealing, and people love it. So it's been a great feedback to this date.
A fantastic answer. And Mandy,
yes,
go ahead.
Hi, I'm Mandy Wright, and I actually joined this investment group prior to Smile Spirits. Was before that was even born into, and so it's been really fun to be a part of it from the ground up. I handle everything from the operations, the production, the inventory, the accounting, the marketing. Well, not the marketing. I just help with the kind of getting the stuff situated here in the Idaho side, and just kind of help, bring everything together. And it's been really fun. I think Mitchell hit it well in the sense that this group of people that we've come together with is inspiring. Everyone brings something different and amazing to the table. And it's really been fantastic to see a product like this come from the brainchild of Mitchell to being on the product, on the store shelves here in Idaho. It's been really cool to be a part of that process.
Right on. Yeah, it sounds like you're kind of the be all end all.
Yes.
You're the chief connecting officer.
Yes. Ooh, I like it. I'm going to change my title on my email now.
When Manny goes out of town for a day, we have to shut everything down. We don't know
Andy, and Andy says he's the board representative, so he's taking notes. He's got his minutes. He's taking minutes of detail to help.
That is
reporting back.
My memory isn't all that great. Well, thank you. My name is Andy Dodson. and I'm, I guess, represent the board as it relates to Smile Spirits. Um, to Mandy's point, we all wear a lot of hats because we're a small startup, but we we were part of a investment group with another brand a couple of years ago, and about a year and a half ago, we were faced with the opportunity to either dissolve ourselves and go do other things, or stay together and um, keep doing what we're doing. We thought we had so much great energy amongst us that we wanted to stay together. And Mitchell brought us the idea of Smile Spirits, and we all, as a board, loved it. So, our board is very much an eclectic group of individuals. We've got people on the board. We have a 9-member board, and they come from almost every industry you can think of. So we've got a very good, well-rounded group of people, and we're very excited about Smile Spirits. We have a few other ventures in the hopper, but this is definitely our uh, favorite,
Baby.
to say the least. So I am one of 3 board managers, and so I'm tasked with mostly the day-to-day operational side of Smiles, and then my responsibility is to report back all the good that we're doing. So
He gets to talk to us
Yeah.
3-4 times a
I
day.
Yes, to
talked to
deal
the
with me and try and keep me in line.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like you guys have everything structurally sound. You have a good base, a good talent pool to choose from here. It sounds like you guys have the all the nice offices filled up top. So what's going on down below? Where is the product made? What is the product like? What have you seen since moving into Idaho that's made you excited about getting into this market?
Do you want to take that, Mitchell?
Yeah, I mean, what's for me being in the industry, it's a very, I mean, starting any business is difficult, but this industry is so challenging, and you kind of ask yourself, and having done it before, why you would want to continue to do it, because it seems like you kind of get kicked in the teeth and go, I know every reason that we should never.
That's why I write and talk about it now.
Yeah, and never do this again. But again, I think that the fact that and I'll say we, because we collaboratively, once I kind of had an idea, there's many things that came to the table, and different ideas that put us to where we are today. But, again, everything starts with a brand that is, what's the product? What's the name, the smiley face, the name. It's simple. It's easy to remember. It's something that you identify with because you have seen it before, but we wanted to put our twist on it, bring it into the spirits world. And so I think it's that first thing that makes you want to grab it off of a shelf, buy it at a store, grab it out of a cooler, whatever it is, and pick it over something else. Because in this industry, the hardest thing is to be called on. So having that ability to grab someone's attention away from what they already know they're going to get when they walk into a liquor store, typically, or go to someone's house, like they know what they're going to have. So that challenge is to go, what's going to make them look a different way and do something different. So that the first thing with our can, kind of, there's a little bit of metallic on there and some palm fronds, and just, to me, everything that when you want to get away from life in a sense and just smile, and you think of palm fronds and tropical getaways and just a fun, relaxing, cocktail, like smile is it. So once you open that can and try the drink, if it tastes exactly like something else, and like a seltzer, or it doesn't taste good, or it has a bad after, any of that, you're never going to touch it again. So that challenge for me and for us was to create also a drink inside of this can that met that high standard. By doing that, I kind of accidentally created our own segment within the market. Like I said, there's this whole world of seltzers that really took off for a long time, and then you get what we'll say the high noons at the top, that is still a seltzer, tastes the same as a White Claws and ones like that, but they have a vodka base to them. And then we jump all the way over to the Cutwater Spirits of the world, that to me are, obviously super high ABV. The ABVs are all over the place as well, depending on the drink that you're having. And then the sugars and the kind of weird artificial aftertaste and all that things is what you're getting there. So there was a huge gap to go, our product fits right in between here by itself. Yes, we're competing with all the ones I just said, but once people can identify and get it in their hand and taste it, you'll see that we really don't have any competition, in my opinion, and what we've heard for people that have tasted it.
Yeah, that was really good. Thank you, Mitchell. I wanted to add to that on the Idaho side. When we brought it to Idaho, we have a team member, Rick Robinson, who's a genius at national chain sales. And so he was able to get it into Jackson's right away, which was a huge win for us here. And just like Mitchell was saying, it was crazy because one, we have a fun brand that people can relate to. As Mitchell, has said before, everyone's invited. It's not one demographic or another. It's everyone is invited. But the other piece is that it tastes good. So the second you get it into somebody's hands and they taste it, there's nothing that we need to do to sell them on it. They're like, this is what we've been missing, kind of thing, which is awesome. And it's been fun as an Idaho group that we've kind of had these milestones in our mind of like, oh, when we get it into the Albertsons on Fairview, the marketplace, like that's going to be big. Like when we get it here, Jackson's, when we get into Maverick and Stinker, we're going to be big. And we've just been hitting them left and right. And because the second that these buyers are tasting it, they're like, we definitely want to have it in here and we don't want to be left behind because this brand is going to take off. And we've been seeing that on both here in Idaho and in San Diego, which has been really cool.
So we are in just California and Idaho at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and with obviously plans to expand. But
you're right at home here in Eagle, then.
You're right at
This is
yeah.
This is where
5 miles from
California,
here.
this is where California and Idaho come together.
Also, it's crazy when you
believe. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just going to say what's crazy in thinking about the goals that we have and the aspirations that are really tough in this industry, just to get a contact and get someone to pay attention to you and want to even look at your product and give you a chance. And the opportunities and the things that Rick's brought to the table and the whole team is amazing because we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary of launching the product at the end of September. So the fact to have, product at the very end of, I want to say it was September 28th, that we had a music festival that kind of gave us an opportunity to go in there and get liquid to lips was the first time. And we were up against the big dogs at that event, just going, hey man, it'll be cool to see 2 or 3 people walking around this event with cans. And it was a 3-day festival over 3 days. It was everywhere. And we outsold the competitor 2-1. So that type of thing, and what they're both saying right now about like hitting these Jacksons and Albertsons and other opportunities that have arose this week for us that are massive, is unheard of. Like, as far as I know, and I think anybody will support this in this industry, it's just unheard of. So I think that says a lot to the name, the product, this whole team, and what everyone does and is brought to the table. And like she said, in mentioning Rick and what Andy brings to the table and what all these board members bring to the table, it's not just what you typically get where people come together and they're from the spirits world and like, hey, let's start a spirits brand, let's start a beer brand, let's start a clothing company. There's so much diversity that everyone brings, like, hey, have we thought of this? I have the contact for here, or no person that can call. So that's really like just rocket ship just to where we are today. It's amazing.
That is cool. And it's awesome that you guys have been able to sort of track that over the last year, and you're seeing you're meeting or exceeding all of these goals, especially when it comes to off-premise sales. I mean, I know all about that from my time in the beer business. Off-premise is at times the easiest and the hardest part of the whole business, right?
Yeah.
Like the hardest part is getting that deal. The easiest part is just making sure that the shelves are stocked.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the next one.
And the nice thing about it here in Idaho, at least in the Boise area and even up north, is once you kind of get those contacts and you kind of learn everybody's name and everything sort of it works itself out in more ways, sometimes for better or for worse. I remember having the guy in charge at Albertsons call me at 8 a.m. one time to tell me that 3 of his stores were out of my product. And what was I going to do about it?
Yeah.
And sitting there trying to get my kid off to school, we'll figure it out. So what's been the hardest part about sort of getting into the Idaho, and then also like San Diego? How is the San Diego market different than the Idaho market, and vice versa?
I mean, I can speak to that part real quick because I want to follow up something you said, that part of what you said about Idaho. I think it's super important to recognize that this was yes, I'm San Diego, but I came here and built this with an Idaho family. So it's very much, a baby that was born in Idaho. And once again, we took the harder route and went, hey, we're going to go back to San Diego and launch this brand in the hardest possible place you can do it, but we did that because of the fact that we wanted to get kicked in the teeth and see if we can have success in San Diego or the Southern California area, we can do it anywhere. So as much as it seems like, well, why wouldn't you just start in Idaho because of the reason that you just said, and it could be, a little, there's still big challenges, but a little less challenging. We decided to go the much harder route and get our teeth kicked in and put in. There's a lot of money that these investors put into sponsorships in San Diego for sports teams and music festivals and all the things that we did to really launch the brand. But because of that, kind of immediate success we got with that and the feedback that Mandy and Andy both talked about, I think that's what allowed us to go to Idaho and just be able to have immediate rollouts to these places and just really have a huge impact.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say we were behind. We launched in California at the end of September to Mitchell's point. We didn't actually launch in Idaho until
March.
February.
Yeah,
a little ways behind.
I remember seeing Little Dawson at the co-op.
Yeah, that was one of our first retail.
Hey, Dawson.
Love it. Yeah.
But I think we found out early on. I'll tell just a really quick story from, because I represent the investment side of this operation. And one of our team members who analyzes companies for a living, like up to about 50 companies a year, analyzed our Smile Spirits and where we fit in the market. And he said this is the most excited he's been about a new brand in a long time, even though, for the layman, when they look at the RTD category, it looks very competitive, which it is.
Yeah.
But where Smile Spirits falls within that category, we truly believe we have a category disruptor here. Between the High Noons and the Cutwaters, we have something that the market doesn't currently have. And to Mitchell's point, we're certainly not a seltzer. And I think, the seltzer wave is kind of common and going out. But the RTD space in general is still the fastest growing space in the alcohol business right now.
Now, real quick, I know the answer to this, but hopefully you guys too. What is the difference between RTD? First of all, an RTD, that means ready to drink. Basically, it's a cocktail in a can. That's sort of what it is. What's the difference between RTD and a seltzer? I mean, really, is it just that you use real booze, or what else is it?
It's seltzers are a malt liquor base, so it's categorized as a like a wine. So there's the rules are different in Idaho and California and all over the country, but that classification of a spirit, which is vodka, tequilas, and rums and stuff, versus being able to have that base that allows you to be in a beer wine license, and that's why different restaurants and places that retail sell that's the classification there, and then you get your ABV as well changes from that and can go up significantly higher. But to Andy's point, I think that where the fun part that again we accidentally discovered on the way of trying to create something unique and different, but not knowing how much we actually created it, is I think the seltzer world, it's not dead by any means, but like Andy said, it just took over everything. It was just all about, White Claw and Truly, and these companies just took over, and then everyone did it, and all the Budweisers and everyone got involved. But you know what you're getting.
Even craft breweries were making them, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
That's
true. That's so exactly. Everyone had to make their version of it, but you know what you're getting. So I think that's the key part and a big separator of seltzers is you know what you're getting, because there's really one taste with a seltzer. So other seltzers might taste a little bit better, but to me, you're kind of comparing craft to craft, with no better way to put it.
They all kind of taste like a mix between mango and black cherry.
I
don't really care what it says on the label.
I don't even get a taste. I feel like I just get burn in my throat.
Here's the best description ever of what a seltzer tastes like. It tastes like you're drinking TV static while someone's yelling a flavor from another room.
Man,
that nailed it.
Really specific,
but very, very true.
It is the last call for a family road trip, and Treasure Valley Chevron has everything you need to get out on the great highways and byways of these United States. Drinks, snacks, candy, ready to go hot food like corn dogs, nachos, and I am happy to tell you, Treasure Valley Chevron now has a bucket of delicious barbecue ribs ready to go with you out the door. Now, I'm kind of a barbecue guy. And when I say that, I mean I'm a real big barbecue guy. And so I'm telling you, these ribs are fall off the bone, finger licking good baby backs. And you know that's the truth. Get these ribs plus amazing deals on Idaho made beer and wine and any other thing you need for that last family getaway at Treasure Valley Chevron at Beacon Light and Highway 55, I-84, and Gowan Road.
It's been like to paraphrase the great Randy Jackson, it's always been a no for me, dog. Like, I've never really been into them.
It's a hard no.
Maybe some of them have been okay. Like some of the ones that are made with hops, some of them that have like different, like better flavoring or whatever it is. But for me, it's either been like, I like craft beer, I like cocktails. I'm getting into wine now, and I've always really liked cider. But for me, those seltzers came in like just a freaking tidal wave, right? Mm-hmm. And so now with RTDs, what I like best about them, and maybe you guys can tell me about your sort of process, is I like that you can get them on a golf course like before 10 a.m. You can get them like at a place that maybe doesn't have liquor, all this other stuff. But I also like how they're able to kind of do a different range of cocktails within the can. So what are your guys' flavors, and what are the most popular, and which ones do you think should be the most popular?
Go for it, Mandy.
Let's talk about the liquid.
You got this, Mandy? I'll let you run it through.
I can take
the
this
order.
one.
Mandy's got it.
I got it.
She was just looking over Andy's notes.
Break down. So we have 4 core flavors. So we've got our pineapple orange, we have a cranberry, we have a spicy mule, and then a lemonade iced tea, which is very popular among the golfers. It's kind of your Arnold Palmer / John Daly. Yeah, exactly. And then we also have a 5th flavor that we kind of added in as like a seasonal, which is an espresso martini, and that has hit big also. And and that one is we only have in California in the moment, but we're working on getting it here for sure.
You don't deserve it.
Yeah, it is good. It's really good.
It's very unique.
But yeah, we've got it. I know. So I'm prepping you for when it comes here. We'll get it here sooner than later. Our pineapple orange seems to be the favorite for a lot of what we've seen in our, what's selling. But honestly, and Mitchell has said this before, Andy said it, some of our other investors, it's honestly like our favorite flavor changes like in the day. So if we're, out doing this, it's
obviously like pineapple in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. You got that. Or this martini in the morning. But like depending on the day or where you're at, if you try and taste all 4 flavors at the same time, you're gonna have like one that kind of lean towards. But then if you just drink a whole can just on its own with no other flavors adding, you're like, wow, this is really good. And you start to have, a favorite here and there. And my favorite currently is the lemonade iced tea. And I think it's part of, being in the summer and I don't know.
Cranberry vodka.
Cranberry vodka.
Yeah, but it used to be the pineapple orange.
2 guesses, I would have got
just move around.
What's your favorite, Mitchell?
Well, you just right. Yeah, today it's I've been on an espresso martini kick. So what's different about our espresso martini that really stands out on our espresso martini is once again it's we across the board made everything 7% ABV. And again, with Cutwater kind of being our sole competitor, I'll say theirs go anywhere from 10 up to 23 with the espresso martinis, and they have like a whiskey. But espresso martinis in general across the board, all the canned cocktails sit at like a 20 to 23% ABV. They usually come in kind of the smaller cans, and the taste is very broad as far as. Some of them are heavy, like almost get like a cigarette type taste. They're very harsh coffee flavor. You get super sweet, kind of dessert, espresso martini. Ours has this just nice, like iced coffee flavor. So it's still very light and refreshing, I never really thought that it would mix with our core four, but it does. It's the type of drink that you could jump in and have a pineapple and switch over to espresso and go back to a mule. So being in that 7%, there's only one.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, I like
You gotta run through the whole thing. But it's also, it's only one shot of espresso too, where usually you get 2 to 2.5 shots espresso. So with the ABV lower and the caffeine a little bit lower, it allows you to have one more than one and be able to mix it that other. I've always said espresso martini is like, that's when you're ending your night. So I like that you can have this at the beginning or middle of your day and still function.
They all sound delicious. Are there any? So you guys have the espresso martini. So when you build these beverages, these RTDs, are you creating your own vodka and coffee liqueur for these, or are you getting them from other places? How does that work?
So we basically have a formula house that we use, that I basically took drinks that I made in my kitchen that I've done for years to go, this is the taste I want. So I know this is what it is. And I'm not the scientist to know how to mass produce this. So we go to our flavor house and they sit there and they tweak it and go back and forth. And we do tastings and like, hey, pump down the lime juice, the different things. And then they nail it for us. So they basically, in a sense, we use a premium vodka, but it's not a vodka brand that you would know, because there's basically large vats of this product that's made at a distillery, and we're not putting a Tito's, for example, or anything into our product for numerous reasons. One, because it's not that great, but also just cost wise and all that. So yes, we do have a top premium vodka that goes into it, but again, it's not a name. It's our own product from a distillery, as well as all the ingredients are fresh ingredients come from the flavor house that I spoke of, to keep everything. So it's not artificial. It's not artificial sugars. Everything, again, easiest thing to remember about our product and one of our taglines is bar to can. So what you get at the bar and what you order and how you look at the sugars and the calories and all that you order in a vodka soda cranberry, that's what ours is in a can.
Yeah, I think when you look at the ingredients that are in the can, it's 4 or 5, and it's or less, depending.
Simple.
There's no additives; it's all natural flavors. There's nothing artificial, and it is fresh because of that, which is great.
And the vodka isn't that one with the weird. It's not the one with the weird Russian letters from Trader Joe's.
No, vodka. Vodka of the gods.
The weird one.
Vodka of the gods from Trader Joe's.
Yeah, vodka of the gods. That's awesome. Well, it's good to hear that you guys are doing something that's so kind of fresh and fun and sort of easy to get into. I mean, anybody can sort of look at the back of a bottle or back of a can and see 4 or 5 ingredients and know that's probably the best way to go. I mean, where does that sort of come from? Does that just come from you wanting to make the best possible cocktail, or do you guys have like another angle on this where you want to make sure that everything is like nice and fresh or organic or whatever?
It's a mix of both. You always want it to be nice and fresh. I mean, again, I think as all of us get older, you start to look at the sugars and the calories and pay attention to that stuff, where some of these younger kids are, just grabbing the largest thing of the buzz balls and just going crazy and drinking twisted teas and just now, Mitchell. It's insane. So obviously,
like a party buzz ball.
It's like
I think it's a single serving.
It's insane. It is insane. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so we wanted that.
I hurt natural thinking about it.
Natural lime green color.
Yeah,
it's like a disco ball or something.
I mean, here's what it is. We talk about the seltzers, and I think what happened of why the seltzer world kind of blew up and why I think it's kind of fizzling out as well, besides just taste. And what I learned in making these and why it didn't exist yet, when you go to these places to create this, and they're creating for other brands as well, they start to give you here's the system of how we build this drink for you. So fill out this paperwork and look at this, and what types of sugars do you want? Do you want artificial sugars? Do you want agaves? There's a million things you can look at. And what I found was that I threw that piece of paper away. I was just like, none of this means anything to me. I don't want to fill out any of this, because I'm not looking to do 0.99, because I know what that tastes like. It has no taste and it tastes like crap. And we don't want that. So do me a favor, make this drink that I gave you. Once we're done and we've hit the taste and we've all agreed that this is awesome, then give us the bad news. Where are we at with this? And once we did that, they're like, you're good. You're super low. You're at 7 sugar, and you're like everything was a point where like, okay, seriously, like this, like, yeah, we didn't have to do anything because it was that what you do at the bar. Cause this is what I would tell my wife. Like we would get something. She's like, well, what's the sugars? And I go, you know how many times I've been to a bar with you and watched you have multiple drinks, and all of our friends and myself have multiple drinks, and never one time asked them what the sugar or calorie count was. You just order the drink, and if it's good, you drink it. So I was like, that's the part that, but as soon as it goes into a can, we've been programmed to look at it and go, oh, 0.99. And if it's not, then I don't want it. So that's where we're still on the marketing side, having to kind of educate people. This is not a seltzer. And yes, there's a little bit of sugar and there's some calories, but it's a good product, and it's what you've had at the bar a million times put into a can.
We just have a couple minutes left here, so let's switch it up a little bit. Are there any fun cocktails that you like to make with your Smile drinks? This is something that we used to do in the breweries all the time. We used to have a lot of fun with it. So what are a few favorites of your guys' that you like to make using your Smile RTDs?
I know my answer, and it's actually made with 2 Smile drinks. You take the cranberry and you take the lemonade and you pour them together half and half, and it's called a cramonade.
That's amazing.
And it is delicious.
Love that. I know. I'm
next
going
time
to try it.
Come on, maybe
Go,
go,
Mandy. What's yours?
I'm going to for sure.
Mitchell, that's a new one on me. I had not heard that one.
Oh, you're gonna
try that.
Yeah, you're gonna call me later. Why did you wait so long?
I have one that I like is espresso martini over ice cream. So it's actually not mixing the two, but you kind of have that, little bit of the cream, the ice, vanilla, like a float. And then I was doing an event, and someone had ordered a coconut Red Bull and I think it was the pineapple orange, and mixed them. And they were like, that was really, really good. So I haven't tried that, and I don't love a Red Bull, but if you really need it and you want the Smile drink, those two might work very well together.
Kids these days, they need
unfortunately
all those chemicals that are in them. Add them back to the Smile. What about you, Andy? Anything you like to make with them?
I must be the boring guy in the group. I mean, I drink them out of the can. I drink them over ice.
Straight.
You're just mixing, but I do have a friend that did the Red Bull combo, and he said it was awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't done that.
I would look at. I always like. I mean, when the seltzers first came out, it was always throw a little bit of gin in there. You drink like a little bit, and then you throw some gin in there.
Oh, there you go.
Things I can
I'm gonna try that one.
Any other flavor? I mean, you guys talk about the espresso martini. Do you have any other maybe
future flavors?
We do.
Spirits or future flavors you're going to use in your Smile drinks?
We do. Do you want to hit that, Mitchell?
We do. We have a transfusion, which has quickly become the new popular golf drink that's taken over the world. So we have that developed. We have we're working on a Bloody Mary. There's some challenges with that one, and then we've got the Azalea. So the golf Masters drink. Yeah. So the golf. I mean, again, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the idea is to create a 4-pack, FORE.
So, get it?
So you've got your golf drinks all in one.
You have to yell it, Mandy. You have to yell it when you say it.
4-pack.
Extra long.
We're gonna lose Mitchell here in just a second. Sorry, Mitchell.
All right, no problem.
Thank you guys so much for coming on the show today. I really appreciate it. Great to meet you.
Thank you.
I can't wait to try your stuff out. And if you get a spare sweat. This show brought to you by Warren Reserve Cocktail Company and warrenreserve.com. It's still kind of hot. It's August. It's still a little warm out there, but the nights are getting cooler, right? As we move towards fall, old-fashioned season is coming back. Oh, and you need to be ready. And have I got the product for you? They finally did it. Adrian and Danny at Warren Reserve finally put my old-fashioned kit up on the website. It is there. You can go and buy my old-fashioned bundle. This is going to be the burnt sugar syrup. Amazing. So good. So much better than regular simple syrup. Just an amazing flavor, complex flavors, amazing with that old fashioned, with any whiskey really, but really paired nicely with a nice 100 proof whiskey. Really, really good. Aromatic bitters are on there. The Warren Reserve aromatic bitters
different than the ones you're used to, a little bit more flavor, a little bit more sort of oomph in these bitters. And then my favorite, my absolute favorite bitter, the West 509 Almond Bitter. When I tell you that I love this bitter, I am not joking around here. I'm not essing around. These are the best. This is the best combination for an old fashioned. This is the kit that you want. WarrenReserve.com. Pick up my old fashioned kit. And I tell you what, I'm going to throw in a little deal here for you. Use promo code IdahoBooze25, support the show, and get 15% off my old-fashioned bundle. It's right there, right under my big fake picture. The old-fashioned bundle, burnt sugar syrup, aromatic bitters, West 509 almond bitters, all at WarrenReserve.com. Go and get it today. Get ready for old-fashioned season with me and my old-fashioned bundle and promo code IdahoBooze25. Get 15% off at WarrenReserve.com. Welcome back to the Idaho Booze Podcast. I'm Steve Kuntz, and wasn't that great? The guys from Smile and the lady, Mandy. Awesome. Great job, guys. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And if you see Smile Spirit out there, give it a try. Why don't you? So we're now, we got the Boise Beer Buddies community calendar brought to us by Boise Beer Buddies. If you're not a buddy, go be a buddy. Get your card today, 2 for 1 with my promo code BOOZEPOD. Use that and get yourself an extra card for your best drinking buddy. So we've got a lot going on this weekend. Holy crap. Oktoberfest is already started. Have you guys seen these out in the wild already? I have. I've seen Mother Earth's. I guess Payette's comes out on Friday. This is today. Actually, it's out right now, 11 a.m. So get out there and get yourself an Oktoberfest at Payette. And, whatever. It's a little early in the year for me for Oktoberfest. I do enjoy the beer, but, it's a little early. I'm probably going to wait that out. Who knows? Premier League kickoff at Here's How Public House. That's pretty sweet. Matt doing a great job over there at the, what was that thing called over there? It's on Vista. It's right next to Derek's vinyl store, right next to Modern Vinyl. They're on Vista in Boise. They're going to do a Premier League kickoff party at Here's How. Go check that out. He has a ton of Matt. You know what? That guy, he should come on the show. Matt, let's get you on the show. He does such a great job over there. He has a really nice beer selection. Everybody just loves it. So go check that out at Here's How Public House. That's going to be on Friday today. So get over there right now. Starts at 1:00. Then there's a beer release at Alliteration Ales, Dog Days Double Haze. I appreciate that, Adam. I like the alliteration and the rhyming scheme. Very nice. That's going to be at Old Speak Bar at 5:30 to 7:30. Very structured over there at Old Speak. So after 7:30, I guess it's over. But at 5:30, get there and get that new beer, Dog Days Double Haze. Saturday, lots going on. McCall Mountain Brew Fest is going on at Depot Park in McCall. That starts at 1:00. Neighborhood patio party at Sockeye Ale House at 1:00. I think the Ale House is the one on 36th. So go check that out. Ales for the Trail at Coeur d'Alene City Park in Coeur d'Alene. This is at 3:00. Always a fun event. I like that Ales for the Trail. You can get out there, get some beers, and help a good cause. In this case, nature trails and stuff. 4 p.m. Bonsai Twist and Sip at Magnolia Beer plus Wine Bar and the Chow Public Market. This is at the Boise Spectrum. And then open air concert at 4:00 featuring Hit Machine at St. Chappelle. Oh, that might be fun to go to. With beer by Dandelion. Ooh, that does sound like fun. I might hit that up, actually. You might see your good buddy Steve there. I'm going to be out there anyway. Why not? Sunday, we have a Meet the Brewer and owner at Threshold Brewing at Dusty Rose Reserve. And that is the artist formerly known as Growler Guys on Overland. So make sure you go check that out. And let's see what else. In the news section, Boise Brewing is doing a beard competition. That's right. Monday, August 25th. So you can check that out on Boise Brewing's Facebook page. Banana Inc. is doing the second annual Downtown Boise Summer Beer Tour. Kicks off today. Grab your friends and get ready to sip your way to winning. There's 100 prizes up for grabs. It's double from last year. Not bad. It's a pretty good reason to explore, taste, and toast your way through downtown Boise. Why not? So make sure you know what you really are supposed to do. Maybe, you get a little card. I see. Okay, so you get a little card. Check off all your tastings and tourings. Check that out. Got a new beer from our friends at Burt's. They paired up with Harland, which is awesome. San Diego brewery. Harland, they make some really good stuff. It looks like this is a West Coast Pilsner, crisp and clean. Some hoppy, bright hops. And it's called Weekend at Burt's. Awesome name. Love that name. Let's see what else. Black Canyon Tap House. Just want you to know that they're open. So if you're in Emmett, check them out. And that's pretty much it for the news from Boise Beer Buddies. Make sure you go get that Boise Beer Buddies card. And we're going to be right back to wrap things up right after this. This show brought to you by Snake River Wine Tours. I am writing a book about Idaho wine, and I needed to get out to wine country. I had to introduce myself. I had to see how the wine was made. And Snake River Wine Tours was there for me. They provided an expert tour guide, John, who was very nice and knew everything about every winery we went to. I didn't have to worry about getting lost. I didn't have to worry about driving home. All I had to do was sit back and relax. And wouldn't you know it, I brought 4 friends with me and my wife. We all hung out. We had a blast. There were snacks, there was water, anything you could need. But the best part about Snake River Wine Tours was the behind the scenes access that we got. We had an expert from every winery come and tell us all about all the wines. We did tastings that nobody else was able to do. We did things behind the scenes that other people just didn't get access to, all because we went with Snake River Wine Tours. And this can happen for you too. And they'll accommodate any group, from an intimate 2-person wine tour, little adventure for 2, all the way up to private groups up to 64 people. They will get you out there and in style too. The van was big, it was comfortable, it had tons of room, and we had a great time. You make friends when you go on like a mixed tour like we did. We were singing and laughing the whole way home. It was an amazing trip. We were able to do it on a Sunday, which was amazing. We went out on a Sunday and hit up a bunch of wineries, and you can do it too. And they plan 7 days a week, year round. You can make your trip starting today at snakeriverwinetours.com. Voted number 1 by USA Today. There you go. That's all you need to know. Snake River Wine Tours, for the best adventure out on the sunny slope in the Snake River AVA. Go to snakeriverwinetours.com today. Welcome back to the Idaho Booze Podcast. We are wrapping things up. Want to thank the good people from Smile Spirits. They were great. Great job, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. And if you see Smile Spirits out there, give them a try. Why don't you? Who doesn't like a John Daly? Hard lemonade and iced tea. God, that sounds good right now. Kidding me? That's awesome. So go check that out. Smilespirits.com, I want to say, is what it is. Just Google it. Smile Spirits. You'll find them. They're out and about in the market and a good Idaho company. So support them if you can. I want to thank Boise Beer Buddies. I want to thank Warren Reserve, warrenreserve.com. Check out that Jamaican Old Fashioned. Go and get my Old Fashioned bundle on warrenreserve.com. Promo code Idaho Booze 25. Save 15%. Get a big bottle of burnt sugar syrup. Get a bottle of aromatic bitters and another bottle of the West 509 bitters, and make the perfect old fashioned at your house. So freaking good. Go check that out at warrenreserve.com. Idaho Booze 25. Support the show. Come on. It's free, people. Support the show. Go and buy some Warren Reserve. Go and get yourself a Boise Beer Buddies card. 2 for 1. Promo code BoozePod. Make sure you're out there helping them out. And thanks a lot to Treasure Valley Chevron as well, and to Snake River Wine Tours. Still on board here. We love them, Snake River Wine Tours. They are awesome. And I want to thank everyone out there for listening. Really appreciate you guys checking in and checking out the show. We have a really cool show next week with this guy, Jim Harris. He is an AI wizard, and he's going to talk all about how AI is going to shape the beverage market, particularly the alcohol beverage market, I think is what we're going to talk about. So he's a great guy, knows a lot about AI. We're going to get nerdy and get into some AI/booze talk. Until then, this is Steve Kuntz from the Palatial Studios in Eagle, Idaho, saying good day and good drinking, everyone.